What's going on, my daily creative collective? Welcome to your reading for July 28th. We are going to hop right on in here. So let's start with the message, postcards from Spirit. Postcards from Spirit. What messages do you have for my daily creative spirit? Okay, so that'll be the first one. So this is Celebrate Life. I like that energy quite a lot. Okay. What messages do you have for my daily creatives for July 28th, please? Live your dreams is the message here. Live your dreams. Okay. Dear you, there are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Other times are perfect for taking that leap, no matter how dangerous it might seem. Well, hold on to your parachute strings, for today is leap time. Realize that no matter what, we will not let you fall down, get lost, or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if it may feel like you're in free fall, we are here for you, and you can stop freaking out about getting hurt and relax into this transition to something new. All the elements are in place, and your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you're asking about, it's time to take the risk and do that thing that scares you. No matter what happens, you will land softly, right on target. Don't worry about the outcome. Spirit's got that covered. It's taking the leap itself that's the point. We love your courage. Embrace it. Yeah. I'm feeling like what's coming to mind here is just, so there's so much new, and like with all of the transits happening, I especially right now, like I'm not on the up and up with it completely, but I know that there's like something to do with the nodal placement with Uranus and yeah, and it's like there's I think I had heard that there was something to do with not Chiron, maybe Chiron. Again, like I haven't, like I've not kept up with that this week in particular. But I know that I've been really feeling the new moon energy, 222 on the time. new, everywhere new, all new. And then the OxyClean guy's like, but wait, there's more new. Like, it's just like that kind of energy, which is good. It's a good energy. It's like, it's a frisky energy, but it is funny. It is funny to me. So anyways, Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives? I don't know, 10 of Wands wanted to like fly out and then flew back in. Okay. Sorry. I just snorted. That's ridiculous. I am so sorry. So the 10 of Swords and the Hierophant came out together. It was kind of like a package deal on that one. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives? Oh, starting to pull majors, are we? Good times. I feel like I'm tired, but I'm feeling frisky, apparently. So the call here, I'm getting that this sort of the call to adventure in this hero's journey spread is like you're starting in a place of being able to put your faith in things again. That's the Hierophant energy. There's also an aspect of that has like, there's an element of it to me that represents the possibility of committing. It's like this energy of commitment that's in your energy. It doesn't mean commitment like that is coming necessarily. It doesn't mean it in isolation from other cards, but I'm getting that like there's something in your energy that's like open. Not that it wasn't open before, but it's like there's space. There's a spaciousness that, yeah, thank you, Spirit. It's like there's a spaciousness there now. And it wasn't that, it's not that it wasn't there before. It's more so that it was just, I feel like it eluded you. Like there was, because the old thing needed to end. And maybe you didn't know specifically what that was. And the Emperor wanted to fly out, so we'll put that here. You may not have known the specifics of what that was, but I think it's important for you. And this might be like, it might just be that there was something that you didn't see, like it was happening on another plane or something like that. But the way that you actualized your energy was just important to recognize what's important to you and to leave behind what wasn't, right? And we have the Hermit. Yeah, pulling all the majors, all the majors. And I feel like once you get into that place of healing, whatever it was that fell away, the call to adventure is like, it's stepping into this delicious fire energy, this King of Wands. Like that strikes me as like the pentacle energy to me is like this savoring energy, but I feel like the King of Wands is this like fiery savoring. Like it's it is quite a delicious energy. Because you're kind of unafraid. You're unafraid to move forward. You're unafraid to act on ideas that you have, and it's not impulsivity either. It's not an impulsivity. It's a decisive, I know what I want and I'm going for that. It's like you see it and you're like, I'm gone. And like you see it, you look and you're like, yep, that's the one, that person, that job, that opportunity, that thing. You're like there. And it's really interesting. So the energy that could become a tower if it kind of goes unchecked is this Emperor. And I feel like that says, like, it too is a fire energy, but it's almost like a warning about, let me do this here so you can see the cards. I'm sorry, baby girl. My cat is sleeping here on her backpack, as she does for all of my readings. My little assistant. She's miffed that I touched her. This Emperor energy here could become a tower where it's like when you're decisive to the point that it becomes controlling or you need control in any way. This is not a time for that. I feel like this is a time for surrender. The Hermit is like a surrender, right? The Hermit is a release. The Hermit is a letting go. The Hermit is an okay bye, like to that idea that you have to hold tightly to something because you just can't. I think it's also about releasing expectations that could have held you back at some point. Like, I think it's about releasing those expectations. I think it's about releasing those expectations. Nine of Swords. Yeah, that's the antagonist. That's where it's like, it's almost like you your thoughts are what it's, there's nothing outside of you that is working against you, but it's like your thoughts are working against you. So you are your own worst enemy right now, my daily creatives. And we have the Sun and we have the Three of Cups. That's, yeah, you are your own worst enemy. Your joy is the challenge. Your joy is the challenge. And leaning into your joy is the hardest part right now. So that says everything. It, you know, that encapsulates that whole story there. But just for a second though, how much healing have you done that your joy is your challenge? Right? It's not patterns, it's not behaviors, it's that just belief in good, belief in your good in particular. Sorry for shaking the camera so much, but like, I just, you know, we're going to look to the positive of this, even amidst this challenge, right? For your joy to be your challenge, you've done so much work. You've done a lot. And I think it's important that you celebrate that. And by celebrating that, I feel like it gives you access to that joy. Because there is a lighthearted energy in it. It's just taking it in and like a deep breath and saying, okay, I've got this. And not like I've got this as in, you know, you can do it. It's like, because you can do it. But this is more so just like taking a minute where your joy, it's almost like you had trouble believing that it could just happen on its own. Like you had to have an emperor hand on it. You had to be like, I need to be like, I have to have some, you know, say in it. And that's where things like vision boards can also become a kind of expression of our shadow when we're doing it to control the outcome instead of to just be in the feeling of it, right? Instead of just being in the feeling of it, we believe we have to have some other control over it. So, yeah. And I think that Three of Cups. I don't know why I'm, okay, so what is that, Spirit? Okay. I don't know why I don't want to tell that story. Oh my God. Okay. So it's not like a heartbreaking story. It's just frustrating because I don't want to bring that energy into this reading. But it bears a point because it's how this sun, like how your joy was difficult, I guess, potentially to see or to trust in, because I feel like it's like a trust thing. When I was in school, I a couple people who I was on a committee with, they encouraged me to apply for this position on one of the councils there in school, the grad school. And I didn't realize that like for 6 months they had been meeting and didn't invite me to any single meeting, and had like an entire group chat and had deliberately left me out of it. But then, so it was like, why would I apply if I had known 11:11 on the time, right? So like, why would you apply if they were just going to treat you like shit the whole time anyway, right? Like, why would they put you through that? Why would they bully you in that way? Because then it's gaslighting. Because when I had talked to them about it, it was, well, the Constitution for the group. No, there was no personal responsibility taken on their part, and it was just like, yikes, right? Like it told me a lot about their character. But there's a way that you can. It's not stopping yourself from trusting people, but there's a way that you can be hesitant and want to get to know people more. But I feel like Spirit's actually saying that it's okay to trust that people that's actually interesting. It's okay to trust in people again. Like it's okay to trust that people are who they say they are, and they're not gonna do things to create this setup, like to make a point about you. Like if they don't like you, then why lie to you and say, oh yes, you should apply to this, you should totally do it, encourage you, just so that they could have quorum on their committee and then meet without you the whole time, right? So it's stuff like that. Like that stuff happens all the time in adulthood. It's kind of embarrassing to talk about because it was really stupid. It was just a silly thing that happened, but like then those same people were like, why did you do that? And with other things. But it's that energy where it's like there's an aspect of that where it can make you trust less. And that's where this sense of like, oh, I have to have my hand in it, I have to know for sure. Well, no you don't actually. No you don't. And the way I look at it is, it's like it's not your job to figure out the details of how everything's going to come to you. It's not even a job. Don't see it as a job to do anything when it comes to your joy or your path or anything, because it's not your job per se to figure things out. It's not your job, right? It's the only real task that you have, if it can be called a task, is to lean into your joy, is to lean into your happiness. And I think, though, that there was a period where you might have gone within on either something or, there's wisdom that you gained along the way. Ugh. Okay. Can you clear that, Spirit? It was such a silly experience, but it's, I don't know. And I wouldn't say that it's like super active, in my vibration or anything like that, but it was just, it's one of those things where it like made me question. I was like, why are people like this, right? Like why? But again, you encounter stuff like that all the time, like at the restaurant last week and all that stuff. Like it's ultimately what you do with it. It's how you define yourself, right? That can become the tower too. If you let things define you, that becomes a tower. And if you let things define you without doing that, it's like that's also part of your joy. That's also part of a really happy future for yourself, and being willing to accept that, being willing to lean into it, being willing to receive it, right? Being willing to receive it, because cups are receptivity. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, the stuff that you worry about in this energy never happens anyway. Never happens anyway. And are people going to be really cruel along the way? Sure. But it doesn't mean that you need to be in a 9 of swords about it, because it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, that's where it's like, this is a bit of like recognizing your worth and kind of protecting your energy in a way where you're not giving your energy to stuff that doesn't matter. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Empress. Yeah, this is like everything's here. Your relationship is here if you want it. If it's not for a relationship, if this is more related to creative energy and career and work and projects, a lot of this is here, but it kind of hinges on whether you're able to see it. Whether you're able to see it, because you're giving birth to yourself every day. In this Empress energy, you're giving birth to yourself every single day. So if you want to be in this Five of Pentacles energy, that's why I didn't want to go into that story about grad school, because it's like, what's the point? But it kind of does paint like it took me a good year to move past that, because I was just like, wow, it's adults doing this, right? And I thought, you know what, it was just so, it's like that hinges on things, because for that year I was really like, it was tough for me to see that I was deserving of a lot of good because of that scenario. Because of that situation. But that situation was something that brought up a lot of things that I had to deal with anyway, right? A lot of things. And I don't credit those people for that. I credit myself for taking that journey on my own, right? So it's like, you have to understand too that what comes up needed to be sorted through and sifted through. But there's so much good around you right now. It's just about what you're putting your faith in. Are you putting your faith in your healing and you know, the forward movement? Like, you are the King of Wands in this spread, right? You are the King of Wands. You can literally manifest anything you want to put your mind to. Like, you can do all of that. It's right here for you. All of it's here. You have so many majors. Like, out of this whole deck, we have, and like of the minor arcana cards, you have really good ones too. I mean, there's some that indicate like motion and things like that. That's fine. But I'm thinking the Ten of Pentacles. So in terms of majors, you have the Empress, the Hierophant, the Star, the Hermit, the Emperor, the Sun. What? Like, those are really good cards, right? So it's about seeing that. It's about seeing not just looking for the general silver lining of something, right? It's looking for and looking towards, with intentionality, looking towards what it is that that you want. And you know, don't look at the situations that kind of dented your confidence and whatever, because the fact that they dented your confidence says that the confidence needed to be worked on, number one. It didn't require situations to do that, no, but it needed to be worked on. So did you do that? And if you haven't, that's where it's like, we need to take radical ownership and responsibility for where we are and say like, okay, I kind of did need to work on that anyway. So I'm going to choose forgiveness. I'm going to choose peace. I'm going to choose to do that work now. Right? So I'm going to choose this. And it is also about, I think the Ten of Pentacles is about understanding where you're placing, like, it's almost like your attention and your thoughts about things are an investment. So it's understanding that where you focus your attention is what you will believe, and that's where you give birth to yourself every day. That is the point of birth and rebirth. And I feel like you are moving towards new. Like, there's a ton of that here. Also, the majors indicate shifts and changes of that caliber. But the Five of Pentacles here, as sort of like capping off the day, tells me that there's a way that you may have the best reasons. You may have the best reasons and justifications for something. But if you want new, I think it's the title of the book by Marshall Goldsmith, I think. What got you there, what got you here won't get you there. It's a good mantra. It's a good mantra to adopt, right? What got you here isn't going to get you to the next stage, especially if you want something new, especially if you want something that feels better, that feels like it's in alignment with where you are. Because I feel like under the surface, you have all of this beautiful, like having faith in yourself, in life again, hope, healing, so much wisdom within you, boundaries defined, knowing who you are, being willing to take charge and move forward to what you want. Your joy is the hardest thing in your life right now. Are you kidding me? Right? Like that kind of energy is nothing short of profound. So you have energies that will meet you in that. You have things that are coming to you that will meet you in that. Are you going to be able to, are you going to let old things get in the way of that nonsense? Like, is that going to become the nonsense that gets in the way of the new for you? Mm-hmm. And like you have counterpart energy here in the Emperor and the Empress as well. So if you are coming to this looking for a relationship of some kind, or you're coming to it from some sort of like relationship orientation, I feel like there's possibly some healing that took place in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, I feel like there was some healing, and it might have been like an ending of a way of like a way of doing things in the relationship that was just like, you know, if you do things that like annoy the crap out of each other, you have a talk about it. Because to me, conflict isn't bad. Conflict needs to move something forward though. Like it just can't be on repeat, right? You can't be living a Groundhog Day of basic needs and things in your relationship, because then that means they're not hearing you or seeing you. So yeah. But that it's like a depth of it's almost like a recommitment to one another based on priorities. Like it's, you know, and I've said this before in other readings too, it's like long-term relationships are built upon the idea that you're going to change, right? You're going to change. Your relationship and who you are as people will change over the years. The idea isn't to get a fixed mentality that's stuck on the commitment. It's about being excited and curious about the person that you're with, and genuinely excited that you're with them, right? To be thrilled and just in so, you know, to feel like, damn, I'm so lucky, right? About being with somebody, because it's that curiosity and finding someone that you can be in that energy about and with, that is going to allow you to weather changes, and it's going to make, it's like the relationship becomes flexible and malleable through time. But it's like when you put a stamp on it right out of the gate, and it's like then you're focused so much on the commitment and not the person. Then it's the label of the relationship, and then that's where it's like then you get into obligation and expectations, and it gets all murky and messy. But if you are in a relationship coming to this, I think that's what's sort of writing itself. If you're not in a relationship, and you are coming here looking for that, I do feel like there's a specific degree of healing that's taken place inside of you. You've spent a chunk of time on your own. And I feel like this is like manifesting from a place of healing, but also it's like there's a kind of manifesting that takes place when you are single and you go into a depth of wisdom, right? You go into a depth of yourself and you do shadow work, you do those things after relationships end and after things shift and change. And that's I feel like it's a different kind of manifesting altogether, because it comes from a deeper place. It's not just, I would like this thing, right? And that's not saying everyone get heartbroken so that you can attract it. No, it's not that either. This is more so about when you're in that energy, it just, things vibe completely differently. Things vibe differently because you're attracting from a place of your own wisdom, as opposed to relying on the wisdom of something outside of you telling you how it should be. And you know yourself. You're coming to a relationship or to dating, knowing yourself in this Aries energy far more and with far greater depth. I'm getting too that there's like an element of discernment. And not discernment in a bad way. I'm just seeing it with the Four of Pentacles here, with the Empress, Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. There's a lot of investment energy, but part of that is discernment, right? It's a part of that is discernment, and discerning what deserves your energy and what doesn't. In terms of, and I see the Five of Pentacles here as like the past. These are old stories, so it's not like do this or else. Like, I believe that what's meant for you won't pass you by. I just feel like, why don't you want to be happy on the way to it? Right? That's really the where that kind of begins and ends for me. I'm just going to pull a couple brief clarifying cards here. I feel like I'm all weird because I got a little vulnerable about that scenario. But I feel like it's something that we experience all the time, right? Like, that stuff happens in adulthood all the time where we're like, why the hell would they do that, right? Like what I experienced when I was at school. Five of Pentacles, the Tower. Nope. I said nope. It was the Six of Wands, but the reason why is there were five cards underneath it as well, and that's too many. Two of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like, I'm feeling very strong relationship energy in this reading, for sure. Like, relationship coming. Like, this is like soulmate, soul bond connection. If this is not that, if you're not coming here for that, though, I think it's like finding yourself and then finding your people in the best kind of way. So we have the and by 8, I mean 7 of Cups. There are a lot of reasons why things happen the way that they did, but if you focus more on the towers as opposed to, like, if you focus more on the disappointment, that's where this tower energy comes in when it comes to your good, because it's clarifying this here, right? If you focus more on the tower aspect of it instead of the silver lining and sunshine in it, the sunlight in it. I don't know. I feel a little bit like, that's where maybe you aren't so eager to trust different situations. Like, and I'm almost seeing like this fast forward and rewind on the tower, the lightning hitting the tower and the tip falling. Like, it's almost like it's just like this. And like, why would you want to do that when you could just let it fall and then move on to the next thing, right? Like, move on to the next thing, just meaning like, what's next on your path. So we have the 7 of Cups here. I'm going to get another one to clarify. We have the 7 of Cups on the Hermit and the King of Wands, which tells me a little bit that I'm hearing you're surrounded by more good than you know. You're surrounded by more good than you know. Let me just do this backwards so I don't bend the cards too much. You're surrounded by more good than you understand. Knight of Wands and Knight of Pentacles. 2 knights. Woo! Could be 2 people. Okay. All right. Cards flipping out of the deck here. Oh. These are possibly opportunities, one you're moving away from and one you have a deep knowing about. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess, 8 of Cups. This could be, 2 opportunities, 2 different job opportunities. You have to listen to your intuition because there's something that you're moving away from here. And this doesn't necessarily have to mean people. This could just mean, different opportunities that are coming in. And you'll feel like one of them is meant for you. You'll feel like one of them is meant for you. And I'm going to clarify the 9 of Swords. Can you tell me a little bit more about this kind of up at night worry, up at night thoughts? How can we be kinder and gentler to ourselves? Oh, I love it when the deck does this. How can we be kinder and gentler to ourselves? I think by just doing it. That's what I'm hearing, is just doing it. just being gentle with yourself, being kind and compassionate with yourself. The line that's standing out, the song Brand New Day by Joshua Radin, the line, when you make your past your past. And that, I think that's like really what needs to happen here. Like, it's okay to let it go. It's okay. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot, like these majors are blowing my mind right now, my daily creatives. Okay, so live your dreams. All right, dearest you, over here, there's no mystery for us to unravel as we know intimately how connected we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it's impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension you live in. That said, can you feel the importance of these currents of energy that bring events together in miraculous ways? You can't understand with your mind, but you can know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, or the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes as spirit weaves your life's mysterious and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. Loving you so much as always. Yeah. There is a bit of the mystery here. Oh, sorry, Chicken Little. There is a bit of the mystery here, right? That's like where you get into the Hierophant, the Star, the Hermit. To me, they're not mysterious energies in particular, but they refer to a depth within you. They kind of hearken to a moon energy, which kind of touches on the Empress, right? But it's like, sorry, I was thinking the High Priestess. Yeah, the High Priestess is down here. Anyway, it's like there's stuff that you can't see, but that transforms beneath the surface. And then you rise up in this Emperor and King of Wands position towards the sun. Ten of Pentacles is here, but you really have to want to grab it. And part of that is letting the Ten of Swords be the Ten of Swords, right? This is beautiful. I really like this. I'm smiling very big. So that is your reading, my daily creatives. Oh, let me pull an affirmation card. Let me do that. Whoops. Let me pull that for you here. A life loves you card. Spirit, what messages do you have for... Oh, I can do it. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of what this is. Like, I can do it. And trust. In times of trouble, remember this. Who you think you are cannot handle this challenge, but who you really are can and will. Yeah. So, you can do it. You've got this. So, that is your reading, my daily creatives. If this resonated, please give it a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel if you're not already. But if you are joining me from my channel and my subscriber base, thank you so much. I really appreciate you and your being here. So thank you. You know, there are other ways you can connect on the channel, so do so if you wish. But if this is where we part, I hope that wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, that it finds you very, very well, my friends. Take care.